What's going on, everyone? My name is Nicholas Merton here at DataDash, and today is May 19th of 2021. Well, folks, I would usually say that I hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you are. You guys have come to know that I like to say that a lot, as I always wish well with everyone. But I think it's very clear today that none of us are having a fantastic day wherever you are if you're holding cryptocurrency assets. Now, I know that we all come from different kind of walks of life and then also different parts of this overall bull market. So I want to spend some time to try to make a video that I think will help all of you out there in the cryptocurrency space. And also it's just going to be a very candid and honest video. If you guys are wondering where I'm at, don't worry, I didn't just sell all my assets and run away. I'm actually here in Costa Rica at the moment, as I'm planning to revisit back to the States for Bitcoin Miami in 2021. But let me go ahead and just start off real quick, guys, with answering the question that is probably on the majority of your guys' minds who watch my channel here, who give a damn about what I have to say or do. And the question is, have I been selling throughout this? Have I, exited the market? Do I think that the market peak is in? And I'm going to be very blunt and clear with you guys. I haven't sold a damn thing. And I don't know if that makes me crazy, but I got to tell you guys that time and time again, it's continued to pay off. Now, let me kind of explain a little bit about my thoughts, and I'll actually say one quick thing in the sense of my actions. The only thing that I've actually done as a recent, and I posted on Twitter, is that I've taken my existing collateral and I'm actually going out and applying for some stablecoin loans to buy in on the dip. And I usually don't do that. There's very rare opportunities where I do this, as I've spoken quite advocately against margin trading, which is going to play into a bit of the culprit of this sell-off here. And it's the inability of people to be able to basically buy at right times in the market, and outside of that as well, to take excessive credit risk at improper times in the market. So again, to just kind of clear things off in a more positive light, guys, again, I'm not too worried about it. We've already seen most of the sell-off from today, the exaggerated sell-off and blow-off of the bottom. We've started to see it rebound. Markets have started to come back up again. It's going to end a red day. It's not going to close off back on all of its gains for sure, but nothing to really fret about. We've already seen the worst of it. More than anything, I'm in the mindset that I'm buying blood in the streets. I want to buy when there's fear. I want to buy when there's a discount. I don't go shopping for goods and services when they're at peak prices, right? I like to buy assets just like I buy my goods and services at a discount when they're cheap. So let's go ahead and provide some context here, because I've done enough rambling about what I'm doing. I know a lot of people are curious about what's caused this sell-off. And for those of you who have been here for probably more than 2 to 3 months, or maybe have watched the channel since as far back as 2017, you'll know the exact culprit of what caused this sell-off. People will say that it was Elon Musk flipping bearish on Bitcoin, but they came out very clearly stating that Tesla hasn't sold any of their Bitcoin. Maybe perhaps they have since that statement, but I don't think that's the culprit. Some people are saying that it's the news of China, causing fear in the market. And yeah, maybe that might have caused a little bit of sell-off or some sell-side pressure in the market for sure. It tends to be that there's multiple reasons for any kind of correction, but there's been one catalyst that has really started to both, I would say, probably sometimes play to the upside for crypto, but also lead to very severe downside movements. And that is leverage trading. You'll know who you are if you're someone out there who's been promoting these tools. If you, for example, have been promoting people to take excessive leverage of 5, 10, 20x leverage, 50x leverage, 100x leverage during times where prices are at all-time highs. There are a lot of people out there in the space who will act as if they have your better intention, and they're promoting these types of tools as ways to increase your exposure. Oh, you missed Bitcoin when it was 5 or 10K. Well, don't worry. Just go ahead and buy Bitcoin when it's 40, 50K, when it's already overextended, and go ahead and use 5, 10X leverage. That's the mindset that a lot of people have been promoting. A lot of people have unfortunately been led to follow in this case. That leads to, like today, probably the biggest liquidation set in history, where people lose everything. They're not just down 20, 30% of their money. They lost everything because they were promised massive gains and returns overnight. And look, guys, I want to say something very clearly here. If you're down on paper right now, I feel you just as much as the next guy. And overall, I think most of you know very clearly on a positive note, like, we'll get past it. We were just here on many coins or cryptos back in February and March, right? It sucks sometimes to see gains being lost so quickly. But to be honest, there's a big difference between that and losing it all. And the fact that a lot of people are losing it all through leverage trading is also the reason why we're down 20-30%. When you have what's known as a margin call event, where basically you have locked up collateral in order to borrow credit on the market in order to actually go out and buy crypto with other people's money that you've borrowed. When you get to a point where prices go low enough, when Elon Musk is starting to turn negative on crypto, or China news comes out, as if we haven't seen that before since 2017, it's enough to start causing some of those positions who took too much credit at a high price to start to liquidate. And that basically means that the providers you're borrowing capital from, right, those high prices, they have to sell the crypto to provide the depositors who had lent out that collateral, who had lent out the margin or the credit to you at the rates that you got it at, right? They need to be able to protect the depositors. And that's what's known as a margin call, or liquidation event, right? So with this, it causes that domino effect in markets. And it goes to show here very clearly that the same tool that has caused every dramatic sell-off, from the March 2020 sell-off to pretty much any major pullback in the crypto market that is way beyond rational decline, has been caused by this inability for the crypto space to separate from either A, not using credit that it shouldn't, ironically enough, against the traditional financial sector that we keep, badgering about. And then outside of that as well, if you're going to use credit, use it smartly. So going back to the point of what I talked about just a moment ago, which is what I'm hopefully planning to do in this case. I'm just waiting for it to get approved. I've applied for a variety of Celsius loans off of my assets when things are down 30-40%. Now, why would I be trying to take out credit and risk when everything's red, when everything looks so bearish and terrible, right? Well, the reason I'm doing it is because at this point, my collateral is at a discount, and it's much less likely to go down 30-50% and have a margin call event. Sure, I'm not able to borrow as much credit as I probably could before in dollar terms, but I'm able to buy a good healthy amount, or borrow a good healthy amount, go out and buy the assets that I want to buy at a discount when everyone's selling, and then I get to ride up the wave as it recovers. Plain and simple. There's no need to overcomplicate it. There's no need to fret about the market. You want to be where smart money is right now, guys. Smart money is not selling ETH at $2,000 when it was at $4,300 or $4,500 a couple weeks back. And when you've got EIP and ETH 2.0 and all these exciting developments coming, they buy 50% discounts. They don't sell it. And you don't want to get yourself 2 steps behind. That's the big principle I know I've always shared with you guys here on the channel. So that being realized, guys, I want to kind of keep the video short here. Again, I think what we need to do is we need to do 2 things. We need to not find ourselves 2 steps behind, take on the bumps in the road. It happens in markets. And the second point here is make sure that rather than losing 20-30% on paper and then eventually recovering it, that you're not losing everything through leverage. Leverage and credit, like anything else, is a tool. It's a tool that can be used properly, or if you use it improperly, you can end up hurting yourself in the long term. And this market, this opportunity, guys, of crypto as an asset class, we've been saying this since crypto was a multi-$10 billion or $100 billion industry. This industry is going to trillions of dollars in the long term. And to let a small mistake like that ruin whatever allocation that you have or ownership of that market, it's a crying shame. And people who are promoting it in this case, or at least promoting using it improperly at excessive levels of risk, they should be ashamed of themselves. They really should. I really have no tolerance for it. It's like people who blatantly will scam you in this case or sell you something with underlying promises they can't be met, right? Again, we're not perfect at the end of the day, guys, but the best we can do here is play the markets as smart as possible and not get caught in the short term, okay? So a bit of therapy talk with you guys here. I know it's been a rough day, but as I mentioned at the beginning, this doesn't have to be a bad day. Enjoy what you got right now, guys. I'm looking here at the beautiful coast. I'm enjoying my small trip here as things are starting to return back to normal a little bit in the world, and I'm excited for Miami. I'm excited for what's to come in the cryptocurrency space, whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, or any other project out there. And I've got a lot of things I'm working on as well that I'm very excited for, but I want you guys to look forward to those things that you're excited about and not let this get in the way of that, okay? So if you like this video, not only consider dropping a like, but share it with a family or friend member in this case who might have the same questions about what's going on in the market. And who knows, maybe they might care what I'm doing in the market. All right. Anyways, guys, have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll be doing content as per usual on the channel the rest of this week to cover the markets, do a bit more in-depth analysis, and enjoy what you have right here, right now, guys, because I think there's a lot more to come on the positive side going forward over the next few weeks. Take care, everyone.